Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Surviving Mars, relaunched in Pravigrad. And in the last video, I made myself the King of Mars. We are formally independent of Earth. And I am, of course, the scientific autocrat. So that makes me a proper dictator now, doesn't it? We are coming into what I think is going to end up being the finale for this series, which is a little bit funny because we do have a long ways to go on things like terraforming, but to be honest, there's only so much for me to show you on that front in a video because a lot of it is a matter of placing down more and more of the same things and then kind of waiting. And I'm also not going to wait until we get to 100% vegetation. It just takes a very, 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 very long time. However, there are a couple of things I do want to do. I do want to get everything else up to 100% and have as much vegetation as possible, but I really want to focus in on the mysteries. And this is a problem for me because I kind of forget every time I play this game how long the mysteries take. Like, I thought in the last video we'd be able to get through like 2 of them. No, when it takes like 20-30 minutes per each individual event, it's a long ordeal waiting for mysteries, but I wanted to get through all of them. So here's the solution I've come up with. I do want to get through all of them, but I want to make it happen faster, and I want to continue challenging myself. What we're going to do, we're going to go into this little debug mode, right over me on, and we're going to start up some mysteries, and I'm just going to do all of them simultaneously. I will stagger it a little bit, just a little bit, but we're going to do Metatron, The Last War, and Wildfire, and have all 4 mysteries running at the same time. So since we already have a Marsgate situation, and they're bringing some militarized drones, let's just go ahead and kind of role-play that in here, and start up The Last War as well. So that's now officially going to be an ongoing mystery. Again, I'm going to let this go for maybe another 10 souls or something along those lines, then I'll start up the next one and so on, just so I don't literally have all the events firing at the same time. That might be a little bit chaotic. Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't work? Wait a minute. Finishing ongoing mystery, Marsgate, started World War III. No! Wait a minute. You're telling me I can't do them simultaneously? Game! No! Don't do me dirty like this. Gosh dang it. Alright, I'm going to reload because I'm not losing progress in all this, but, well, there goes one beautiful idea. I'm trying to make this engaging for you people! It's not my fault that devs have decided to stymie me! Fine, okay, one really cool idea just thrown right out into the dumpster. It's going to be a more standard thing, but I'm just going to have to play for 12 hours for this video instead of only 3. Hooray! Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to just be some whiner on the internet or anything, okay? I love this game, I really do. I'm happy to record it. It's really exciting for me. But when it feels like I'm being hit by either bugs or just prevented from doing the cool things I want to do for a video, you understand how that might get a little bit frustrating. I don't know. Maybe I'll have another talk with the devs. If they'll listen to me, I can make Mars great again. Wait, no, what? Hang on. Okay, breakthroughs. What do we want to have here? Overcharge amplification, empath traits, or metals extractors can work without colonists. This can be very nice, but I'm not hurting for resources anymore, so I don't think this is necessary. The empath trait is pretty good. Or we could just go for even more like polymer and electronics production and so on. I don't know. This would impact things like science as well, but I'll be honest, science is irrelevant. I already researched everything because I still have 140,000 gosh dang science in my colony, so that's irrelevant. I'm just gonna go for the neural empathy. Sure, why not? Let's just turn everyone into natural empaths. New terraforming progress. We have pure rains possible. Good. All right, so toxic rains are still a thing. As we continue raising up the temperature in the atmosphere, eventually that will get filtered out. It's going to stop leaving behind little piles of like sludge and stuff like that we have to clean up. But the pure rains, oh, that's going to raise the soil fertility level by a massive amount. And once we get to that point where we feel like we have loads and loads of soil fertility, that's when it's really awesome placing down the giant open farms right over here. They're huge, yes, but holy crap do they produce a lot of food. More breakthroughs. How am I getting all these breakthroughs? What am I finding? All right, printed electronics, more amplification, wireless power. Blah, 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 blah. I guess, I mean, I don't really need drones as a thing. I am getting so many from Earth all the time from my so-called sponsor. I guess I'll just take the overcharge amplification. I don't need any of this, though. We're too freaking smart. We're too strong. We are overpowered. I'm also going to open up this dome over here. This dome is going to be pointless. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I have no intended purpose for this dome except just to give people things to do. And by that I mean I'm going to create a whole bunch of like useless workshop buildings just so we have menial jobs. This becomes an issue the longer the game goes on. At some point your population grows so much that you just need to find ways to keep people busy, and that's kind of how this is going to work. Now I say that, I'm going to name this dome after another supporter, colonist over here. That's not a reflection on you, okay? It's not. I just need to put my people somewhere. So let's see, we can get ourselves a TV studio workshop, which actually does give you a small amount of income, but it doesn't matter that much. We'll do an arts workshop, we'll do a biorobotics workshop, and we'll do a VR workshop. Believe it or not, I think there's actually like achievements and stuff in the game if you have a sizable percentage of your population working in these useless workshops. But that's what happens when you're as powerful as me, all right? You're just overproducing so much that like, I just need to create bogus government-led job opportunities. I mean, kind of like the real world. More terraforming progress. Over 50% temperature means no more recurring cold waves. Not enough to get rid of all this permafrost over here yet, by the way, though it looks like it has been... I can't tell. Is it actually melting a little bit? Is this a slow thing that I'm seeing happen? It might be. Oh, finally, Marsgate progresses. This is going to be a theme here for this video, isn't it? Oh my god, I can already tell this is going to take forever. Alright, we blew the whistle in Essacorp's dealings, and every news agency on Earth sunk their teeth right in. Okay, so, they're going to be very peeved at me. We're going to have to do, like, some trials in the UN. We can't repair their rovers anymore, which is fine. And I didn't care in the first place. I wasn't making any real money off of it. But there you go. That's going to be the next stage. Pretty soon they're going to retaliate. Atmosphere has been cleared. We've officially got blue Martian skies. Nice, and that means no dust storms. See, even if I did want to turn on more natural disasters for the heck of it at this point, it's over. We've terraformed enough that we're good to go. By the way, we have enough water and temperature on the planet that I can start planting down trees instead of bushes. And we're gonna do that. You usually want to go for the highest value stuff you can. I like placing down grass anyway, just because I think grass looks nice, but trees are a much higher priority. Go and place down one of these open farms I was talking about. It's gonna take some time to build up the soil quality here, but that's not a big deal. We'll place down cover crops to get things started as soon as we have a bit of extra seeds. And then once we do have seeds, we can use this to start generating more seeds. So that ends up being a pretty good thing for us to do, because seed generation is one of the biggest bottlenecks I'm going to have at this stage unless I just keep importing from Earth. This will solve the problem and enable a lot more terraforming. Marsgate Trial of the Century. Alright, blah blah blah, guaranteed it's all hot under the collar. The final verdict draws near. It's best if we say in our own words the implications of their military testing. Humanity can do better. The risk was great, but we did the right thing. I'm going to say humanity could do better. We get some rare trait applicants that I can't import. What a waste of my time. Now, I know one question some of you guys are going to ask, like, hey, are you going to go to the underground or to the asteroids? I mean, we can, but I'll be honest, I don't usually see the point. There's not a lot of objectives in either of those locations that I really care about. I care more about kind of pursuing the endgame goal, and that's just a lot of extra tedium jumping between a lot of maps. It is fun. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy being able to do that. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like my time is better spent doing anything else. What are some other things that I could do that might be fun? We could build out some more wonders. Everyone likes a good wonder. Omega telescopes, find some new breakthroughs. Don't need to reduce tech costs, that's irrelevant. Artificial sun, the space elevator, Project Morpheus, and of course the Geoscape Dome, always cool to build. But where to place it, I dost wonder. Where indeed? Maybe we start up like a whole new construction project somewhere, do you think? I mean, we could, or we could just keep everything kind of tight and controlled over here. Whatever. Let's just build the Geoscape Dome over here. This Geoscape Dome is cheap as heck. 20 concrete, 10 metals, and only like 30 polymers or whatever? That's nothing, dude. That's nothing. Whatever. Boom. Geoscape Dome done. And what do we want to place inside this giant dome? Tell you what, let's go for a big arcology project so we can have tons and tons of people. We need a whole bunch of new services, obviously. I'll even put in an amusement park, just because it amuses me. We toss in an extra political building or two. What is this? Monument of Mars Liberty? Ooh, a giant statue of me! Well, obviously I want to place this thing down. Look at it. I'm beautiful. And what are we going to name this glorious new dome? Let's see, who's online in the Discord right now? Ooh, okay, let's name this one not Unstoppable. Unstoppable! Just seems appropriate given how high value this dome is gonna be. Look at this thing, it's gonna be amazing, filled with so many people. Whoop, I accidentally just triggered a dust storm. I thought that wasn't even possible on Mars anymore. There was an event. It's like, hey, would you like to nuke a thing? I'm like, yeah, I'll nuke a thing to get a little bit more terraforming progress. Dust storms shouldn't be allowed, dude. How is this a thing? Oh, by the way, can I point out it's been almost an hour and we still have made no meaningful progress in Marsgate because we're just waiting for these dang events? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I like mysteries. I like it. There's so much about this game that I enjoy. But holy crud, sometimes I just need some of these things to move a little faster. I'm at a point where I am way overconfident for what you're asking for. This is, by the way, why I created my gotta go fast mod, increasing the game speed up to 15 times. And honestly, at this point, I'd be tempted to revise it and go even faster, if possible. I mean, I don't know. That'd be pretty satisfying, but can the game handle going at 20, 25, or 30 times speed? I'd have to test that before I'd be willing to put that out there. Another breakthrough. How does this keep happening? Where am I getting breakthroughs? I actually don't know where they're coming from. I'm not doing any planetary anomalies. I'm not doing any ground anomalies, as far as I know. Subsurface anomaly? I don't know what I'm finding. I don't know what's happening. Whatever, I'll just get construction nanites. It'll make it easier for me to keep placing things down. Oh, finally! Okay, the day we feared, we've detected multiple unidentified objects on a trajectory with Mars! They're coming for me. All right, they're going to try to get their vengeance. Now we can research the defensive turret. Yeah, you guys thought that it would take me, like, forever to set this up. This will take me literally my lunch break, if even that, all right? Just a little bit of idle sketches, and boom, it's already done. Missile envy, fight fire with fire. Well, rockets, you know. Now, I don't know if they fixed this, because there was a time, not even that long ago, where, in the original game, these defensive turrets didn't actually work. So we're gonna see if this is a thing, or if it's not, and I have to just resort to debug commands and say, oh, well, this should have been blown up by now, and we'll see. I love how I'm literally just sitting waiting for these rovers to do something. Like, they've initiated their invasion, all right? Cue, like, the music from Star Wars, like, Episode 1. Da 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 da. And they're doing nothing. And I gotta sit around for how many souls being like, all right, are you gonna, like... You gonna attack? You gonna do anything? No? Okay. Oh, there they go. Okay. First attack is on the way. All stations on red alert. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa! All right. Do I have a million missiles firing at me, or am I shooting at other things? You put a rover right inside my base? Get nuked, fool! Oh, he did destroy some of my stuff. Okay. We knew it was likely. They just launched a whole bunch of missiles and blew up my stuff. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm nuking the crap out of him. Really inefficient parabolic motion up over here, though. If this thing's right here, just shoot it like a bazooka. You don't need to treat everything like a freaking cruise missile. Where are the rest of these guys? They're right up over here. What are you guys doing? You're all just roaming around. Come and attack me, dang you. Oh, we got another wave of enemies. Here we go again. That's right, land right outside my base. Get wrecked, fool, wrecked, I tell you. And now, if I want to, we can repair their rovers and then use them against the enemy. Which, like, yeah, that sounds like fun. There we go. Now I got myself some roaming defenses. And there we go. We have survived the fall of Esocorp. Its rovers are smoldering piles of scrap, or under our control. Alrighty, done. Gaining new technology. Printed electronics. Do we want to put something here on display or no? I think we'll just go ahead and put the one that I repaired on display, and then we'll just destroy everything else. Clear it out so I don't have all these stupid rovers clearing up my my screen. All right, that is one mystery down, and it was fine. So with that taken care of, let's go ahead and now open up the debug commands and say, hey, mysteries, let's start. Actually, no, let's do wildfire, mystery number 8. I think that's going to be a good lead up into the last war and stuff like that. By the way, we're now up to 100% in our water as well as temperature, so solid progress there. Just waiting for a bit longer on our atmosphere. And yeah, we are losing a bit of atmosphere as we go, but I think that if we just kind of leave things eventually we'll hit equilibrium above the 100% threshold, so I'm not really feeling desperate to move that along. The problem is the stupid vegetation. This is actually taking for freaking ever. I mean, I'm dropping some seeds from the atmosphere to try and speed things along, but like, look at this, look at all this space. Look how many seeds I've got. Look at all this space that could be getting forested, and then nothing is happening. It's always been a long process for God knows why. Planet habitable. Oh, we hit 95% atmosphere. All right, that means that we actually could open up all of the domes. And you know what? Let's prep the laws. We're gonna open these up like so, and then what else we have here? Choose an extra breakthrough. As if I need more. No, let's open up the domes. Boom! Just like that. Humans can now breathe easy on a planet of their own. It's gorgeous. Does it do anything for me? No, it's purely a vanity project. And honestly, I kind of like the look of the old domes. So I don't always love doing that. I think it looks cooler to have the domes, but still, it's a major milestone. You know what else would be a major milestone? A single bit of progress in the mystery that I cheated in, so I could feel like anything was happening. That'd be great. Let's see what I can get for my final breakthrough. We get Soylent Green, little late for that one, Super Fungus, and Hypersensitive Voltaics. These are all completely useless to me. We'll take the Super Fungus just because I like a fungus among us. There's 100% atmosphere, by the way. Alrighty. Finally! Oh my gosh, okay, we get something from the story event. Wildfire contamination! We just lost one of our science facilities in a disturbing set of events! Oh no, it's a disease! I think it's this one over here somewhere. One of these labs just malfunctioned. I don't even care. Don't even care. You'll all be fine. Just put on a mask, it'll be great. There's the infection from wildfire. Okay, several colonists have gained the infected trait. Decontamination protocols on any cargo we send, which is none, by the way. We have not sent a single thing to Earth, and I don't plan to start now. Now, do I want to place down some additional domes for funsies? Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and place down our capital city. Now, I know people would love me to name the capital city after them. But you know what? For the sake of it, I'm going to call this one Pravus City. All right, I think I've earned it. But for the rest of you, let's see who else we get on the list. We've got Cannon Fodder, Virstein, Methos, Franklin Stone, and we'll get this sucker filled on up. And everything builds almost instantaneously. Okay, the construction nanites are kind of convenient if you have the resources on hand. Back to the main issue at hand, Mars aflame. Okay, so a lot of people could start to die. Not that I'm feeling very concerned about it, but we don't want to be anything stupid. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and add on one more dome over here. This will be dedicated to Matt Cameron. What am I going to do with each of these domes? Oh, heck if I freaking know. It's going to take a little while for me to fill out something this big. We now have like 700-something homes available, so expansion is no longer my main problem here. But already, like, 115 people are living in the capital city, which is more than they were living in Thrak, which was previously my most populous dome. Which, funny story, Thrak found out that he is the so-called breeding dome, and he was not, let's say, thrilled. Which I understand, but you played a very important role in the survival of this colony, so you should be proud. Anyway, so that's all gonna grow out pretty properly. Up over here, everything's starting to look real green. Look at all those forests now. Okay, finally the terraforming's looking good. And yet somehow we're still only at 37%, barely growing from my forestation plants. Take a look at the planet over here, by the way. We'll say Mars is looking pretty good. That is a lot of ocean. Lots of ocean. Every chance I get, I'm going to continue doing some of these seeding expeditions, though, because that is the fastest way by a long shot to actually spread the green. Countdown to extinction with wildfire. All right. So, here's what's happening now. Looks like we managed to infect Earth. How? I don't know. We never sent a rocket that way, but it doesn't matter. So, right now, there's a chance that Earth is going to start getting depopulated. We could literally just let the Earth die. They are our enemy. That would be hilarious. But no, we're not that cruel. Instead, we're going to go ahead and have to research, eventually, a cure, which I don't see as an option. Either that or we immediately researched it. It's one of the two. Yeah, I've got no idea where that cure is. Hopefully that pops up sometime soon. Space elevator is getting built up right about now. And out in the middle of frickin' nowhere, I'm going to build the Omega telescope. Telescope done. We get 3 breakthroughs. I have no choice in what they are. Good vibrations, interplanetary learning, ooh, the workaholic trait, and advanced drone drive, all of which are good. Okay, now we can get the wildfire cure. Boom, boom, bada, bada, boom. Just when I'm working on all these other things that I feel like are more important? How dare you? No, it's fine. We'll go ahead and work on that wildfire cure first and foremost, which is already done. And now we need to start growing some cure-tatoes, as they call them. But that's one of the reasons I set aside the Methos Dome, so I can use this to immediately start growing a whole bunch of these disgusting, bulbous-looking cure-tatoes. Whatever, they're fine. They do take up a lot of soil quality, unfortunately, every time we grow a bunch, so this is going to take a little bit. So now it's legitimately a question of how quickly can I start growing a cure. We are starting to watch some of my own colonists die off from this wildfire disease as well, by the way. It'll be fine, though. Wings of Salvation, load the cargo rockets with a cure and fuel and send them back to Earth until we can destroy this disease once and for all. So we land their rockets, requesting 60 potatoes. And right now, each one of these fields should be able to put out like a pretty hefty number of cure potatoes. The optimal harvest, it says, is 10. With my workers being so good at their jobs, looks like we could be able to produce like around 50 per field. Oh, yeah. Scratch that, make it about 56 potatoes each. Good. All right, harvest and launch them into the rocket, quickly. Earth is dying, don't you know? We are going to save them. I mean, sure, we hate them, but that's not the point. Go! Send the emergency support. Too bad we're playing as Russia and rockets travel extremely slowly. They're probably all dead already. Never mind, we got through it so quickly the wildfire was immediately eradicated. Okay. Well, we can continue giving them free cure every once in a while and just get money, but let's be honest, who cares? What are we gonna do with that? Nothing. We also get more technologies and stuff. Apparently, vehicle weight something. Reduce the cargo weight of drones and RC vehicles by 100%. 100%? So it's literally as light as air? I don't believe you. Now let's just pretend for a moment that Earth was devastated by this plague. And what happens when the Earth faces major crisis? Quite often, war. So let's go ahead and start up the next mystery. The Last War. They've said that twice already, but I'm sure third time's the charm. Here we go. The Last War begins. Before the storm, devastating news from Earth. Chain of attacks ruins major temples, landmarks in Southeast Asia. Yeah, you know, for once it's Southeast Asia that ends up being the powder keg. Not the Balkans, not the Middle East. I don't know. It's a refreshing change of pace. If it weren't so dang tragic, I'd be excited. Tensions are rising. We must find a way to keep tension from reaching 100%. Easiest thing I can think to do is just send resources to Earth, right? People aren't going to try to kill each other if they have prosperity. That's how it works, right? If everyone has all of their needs met, everyone becomes this perfect, utopic little people. That's human nature for sure. If you can't tell, I'm saying that with an inordinate amount of cynicism. That is not how I think humans work at all. Can I point out, by the way, that I've got about $200 billion? And you know the funny thing is? I've been on Mars for 330 souls, I'm the king of the planet, and I'm still not as rich as Elon Musk. Wow. Is there anything else I can build here? We can go for the artificial sun as a new form of power. I don't strictly need it, but it is kind of fun to build. Hang on, let's just go ahead and place this right over here. Now this thing is going to take a stupid amount of water. Here we go, local wars in the third world. We can constrain war tensions, or we could take a bunch of applicants. Earth won't change. I'm going to go ahead and try to constrain the war tension as much as possible. Artificial sun is actively getting started. We just need to supply it with enough water to trigger the fusion reaction. 1,000 stored water is required. No problem, I've got that. And boom! That right there is a tiny little star. And the fun thing is, now if I want to, I can just surround this by a whole bunch of little solar panels, and they'll be running at all times. So we just go ahead and place a whole bunch of these. They point themselves toward the sun like some sort of a little sunflower, and we're going to produce somewhere on the order of like 2,000 or so extra power. Did I need that? No. Is it cool? Absolutely. Last War Peacemaker pops up. All right, resupply with resources from Earth will be unavailable for 5 souls. Not a big deal. I didn't need anything from Earth and haven't needed anything for, well, a very long time. What milestone did I just achieve here, by the way? Wait, what milestones are left? We finished all of our mission goals. So we haven't built a mega dome. Don't really care. And then, yeah, the 100% vegetation terraforming. Yeah. Not sure when that's gonna happen, if ever. Well, let's at least try to knock out that stupid mega dome requirement, right? Just so we can say we did a thing. There we go. Built. What do we want to call this one? This will be laser marks. And honestly, I feel like all we really care about are sanatoriums. Despite all my best efforts, we do still have a lot of renegades. Only 30 compared to my 1,000 population, but it's still enough. And then we'll get everything nicely connected up by some trains with tunnels so everyone can access everything. Perfect. Last War resupply cutoff is done. Okay. That leads to the doomsday clock. So we're literally watching 2 minutes till midnight. The world is about to destroy itself. Off-world safety. Some refugees want to join. Will decrease war tension. All right, let's start planning for that. Not that I need more population. I do have some housing, but it's not a lot. We're running out very quickly. That's kind of one of the reasons I built this dome over here, not realizing that it was going to fill up almost instantly. Dang, we need to have another dome over here. Didn't see that one coming, but it's fine. We'll have a little overflow dome. And we will name this one, how about Pokemon Baka? We are 1 minute away from midnight. That means that the war tension is getting a little bit too high back on Earth, but I'm not being given a lot of events to fix it yet, so not much I can do. All right, we're having so many issues with housing, I think it's time to go ahead and start cramming people together. Let's go to society, say crowded living, go. 25% extra capacity. It says just gave me 3,000 extra residential slots. That should not be possible. Wait a minute. I have enough housing for 1,300 colonists, with some people being homeless, and all of a sudden it's now shot up to 5,000 vacant residential slots. We got ourselves some sort of a weird yeah, I don't know. I've created a pocket dimension, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, look at this smart apartment. Look how many homes it has now. Instead of 18, it jumped up to 85, but it's fluctuating. You know why it's fluctuating? Because this is a result of one of these politics buildings, I guarantee it. I don't know how we are literally creating more space, but when we said crowded living, apparently we were not freaking kidding. All right, World War III just began. Supply lines are back online from the last war. Still can't get any resources, but at least we can get rockets, which I don't need. I'm just waiting for you guys to get tense enough to finally ask for my help. There we go. All right, so now we can't... Oh. We can send rare metals to Earth to reduce tension. The one resource I have none of? Good. Hey, no more electronics production, please. Seriously, none. Oh, sure, we don't have enough jobs to go around, but that's beside the point. Well, let's just go ahead and get up a new rare metals extractor way over here. It's producing 300 per soul. My gosh, that was the fastest exhaustion of a deposit I think I've ever seen. Oh, great. Now Earth is attacking us. I don't really see why. I don't really know what I could possibly have done to deserve that, but alright, fine. They're gonna shoot more rockets at me. This is not the first time I've been shot at, okay? Like, we'll just get a bunch of lasers up and it'll be fine. I'm just gonna keep bribing you guys with more rare metals. Sooner or later this is gonna work, right? More refugees want to join the colony. Oh my god. 50 more colonists. Good thing I got a lot of space. For God's sake, a comet in the last war. You know what that means? Instability. It's an EU4 reference. Oh my god, I think I just realized I've been making a horrible mistake this entire game, by the way. Oh. I've been wondering where my rare metals have been going. I was ready to complain about it. I was ready to say something's bugged. Because I had like 600 rare metals after I extracted literally everything over here, and I'm like, but I haven't launched that many rockets. Why isn't it working? Why can't I stockpile any rare metals? I'll tell you why. Space elevator. I have been gradually loading hundreds and hundreds of rare metals and then just sending them back to Earth at a really good price. I've got almost $1 trillion. But it's left me with almost nothing to supply back to Earth. Gosh dang it. Oh, that hurts. Okay, we're about to hit the next phase of the last war. Noah's Ark. More refugees are going to approach. I think it's like 100? 100 refugees? That sounds about right. Yep, there it is. It's a lot, for sure, but once this is done, we should be able to make some actual progress in the dang war. We're up to 40% tension, should drop down to something. There we go. Okay, it dropped 20%. Sorry. So all we have to do now is wait for the next round of rockets where I have to launch all sorts of resources. All sorts of resources back to Earth, but we lose like 10% tension every time. That last wave is all it's going to take to finish off their war. I think we just accomplished something big, by the way. Let's see. In the beginning, it was just a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my last milestone. 100% vegetation. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I have been playing this game for a very long time. That is the first time I have ever achieved 100% in all categories, because usually, at least in the base game, the way things worked is, you would get to like 90% vegetation, and then it would literally be impossible to make any more progress unless you did nothing but planetary anomalies. And I don't know if it was actually like 90%. It might have been like 60 or 70%. It just took forever. Absolutely forever. But since I've been waiting around for these mysteries for so long, I figured, I might as well just keep doing them. And now, lo and behold, we have as terraformed a planet as we are going to get. It is now a perfect world for humanity. Here comes the last push for the last war. Supply the requested resources, continue reducing war tension. What do you got for me? Well, we can get you 100 of the rare minerals, and 400 metals is no big deal. And 200 food is no problem. I'm sitting on 22,000 food right now. There goes a couple more rockets, and lo and behold, we're done. Peacekeepers prevail! Gain a new technology, safe mode, which prevents major breakdowns. Look how many breakthroughs we've had this game. Holy crud. Okay, only one thing left to do, and that is the last mystery, which I don't even want to do at this point, but we'll just go ahead and get it going. Metatron, the voice of God. And there he is, Metatron himself, a giant alien object. Where is he? There he is! Woo! Big boy, big boy. He showed up over the colony, did he? He showed up weirdly over the middle of nowhere. Generally, he just parks himself on top of one of your domes. Alright, he wanted to have a good vantage point of everything, I get it. So what does this giant alien object want with us? He's gonna be doing a bit of observation. We'll receive some messages from him very soon. He is issuing a challenge unto us. If we can pass his trials, we'll be rewarded in some way. Adapt and survive. And basically what he's going to do is just launch a whole bunch of ion storms all over the planet, shutting down all buildings in the area. If you don't have enough surplus materials, power, water, whatever it's going to be, to survive, you're gonna die. But odds are pretty good we'll be fine. There we go. Started. 2 souls remaining on this thing. Where? I'm trying to click on it and see where, but it's not telling me. Hello? Oh, there's one. Oh no, you shut down my water. It's a good thing I built another water tank in case that happened. He loves targeting your life support and your batteries, I swear. He liked that. Now he wants us to get a tech where he can predict this. That'll take me 5 seconds. Not even that, it took me 1/4 of a second. Boom! Another ion storm right on the batteries. Told you he likes to do that. One final warning from Metatron. All right, the next wave will send out an even larger number of ion storms because Metatron is a jerk. He just loves doing stuff like this. And the thing is, if he were the mystery we had at 100 pops, this actually could be kind of dangerous. But at this stage of the game, there's not a thing he can do but annoy me. There they are, where'd they hit me? Oh, you aimed straight for the artificial sun? Oh, you're no fun at all. And I think that just about finishes it. The proving is complete. No, wait, what does he want now? Oh, Project Morpheus. Well, I've already built it, so I feel like that should be immediately done. There we go. Okay, Gate to the Stars. We've completed all of Metatron's challenges. The mystery is over, and he taught me how to eat my people with Soylent Green. You are just the worst. Whatever, again, that's not exactly a very meaningful mystery compared to all the other things we could have done up to this point, and I almost skipped it in this video, because holy crap, this has been a long one. Well over 7 hours of recording for me, but on the plus side, we accomplished every single goal in the game. I have completely, totally terraformed the area. It is a lush, forested region, and we really got to experience a lot of cool stuff. Honestly, the political system worked out very, very nicely for us. I will say, I think one problem that this has is that at some point, depending on how you set up your laws, as long as you run the colony effectively, you largely don't have to worry about the politics. It's just another thing you can do with laws to power yourself up in some way. And I'm fine with that, but it does feel like it's not very impactful. Just be competent, your people will love you, they won't rock the boat, all is well. Even so, this is where we end things with Provigrad. I really do love this game. I just hope that pretty soon the developers are going to fix a lot of the bugs that we encountered with Relaunched, maybe fix a few balance issues, especially with things like terraforming. I mean, we've talked about things like that before, but at the end of the day, I just love this game. There's no way around it. I think it's phenomenal. I think this is a good remaster. I like the new features. I'd love to see what they're going to continue to do as they develop this game and add on more content. Thank you all very much for watching this series of Surviving Mars Relaunched. If you enjoyed the video or the whole series, I would ask that you hit that like button, if nothing more than to show support for all the freaking effort I put into those dang mysteries. That was so unnecessary, but we did it. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.